County's local television network, TSPN.
Good evening, and welcome to AAUW. The camera's over there, all right. The American Association of University Women. My name is Susan Staggs, and I'm a retired human resources professional and proud to be a member of AAUW for over 14 years. This evening, I'm with three other members from AAUW here to my right, and if they would like to please introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lani Krupp, and I'm a retired university administrator, and I have enjoyed being a member of AAUW for many years, not continuously, but I actually started a long time ago when I was in college, and I was very impressed and about what they were doing at that point, and became a student member, and now I've been a member of adult AAUW for many years. Suzanne?
My name's Suzanne Nicholson, and I'm an attorney, and I am a 10-year resident of Amador County, and I've been a member of AAUW Amador branch for the past 4 years.
I'm Lani Chapman, and I'm an educator that have educated over many levels. For many years, I'm retired, and at that point joined AAUW, proudly joined AAUW, and I guess that's it, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, ladies. Before we get started, we want to thank Sue Slivick from TSPN, who contacted us and invited us here to present this program on AAUW. We're really happy to be here. In this evening's program, welcome to AAUW, we are going to feature AAUW, who we are, what we do, and why it's such an important organization for girls and women across the United States. Our program is going to be in 3 segments. We are a national organization, so the first segment will be on AAUW National, and we're going to talk about their mission and goals and how they empower women. Our second segment is going to be about AAUW Amador, our local branch, and you're going to find out what we're up to, which is quite a lot to help AAUW fulfill its mission. And finally, we're going to talk about Libations and Conversations, our newest interest group in our branch, and we'll be talking of some various topics that are timely and will instigate lively discussion amongst us. So that'll come later in the show. So, what is AAUW all about, and why do we belong, Bonnie?
Well, let's just talk a little bit about AAUW history nationally. And AAUW was actually started in 1881 when 17 women got together to find ways to break through educational and economic barriers for women and girls. So it started in 1881, and it seems we're still doing some of those same things today. Today, AAUW nationally has nearly 170,000 members and a nationwide community that includes 1,000 branches and 800 college and university partners, as well as thousands of members who are not branch affiliated. AAUW is a nationwide, nonpartisan, nonprofit organization that uses its influential network to disseminate information, raise awareness, and affect change on women's issues. Now, we'll talk a little bit about who can join. And membership in AAUW, either nationally or at the branch level or both, is open to anyone holding an associate or an equivalent, in other words, like an RN degree, a bachelor's or higher degree from a regionally accredited college or university. There's no special invitation needed. If you would like to join, we will give you information on how you can contact us.
Thank you. Okay, and we have a mission statement.
The mission statement for AAUW is the purpose of AAUW is to advance equity for women and girls through advocacy, being the platform, and speaking or writing in support of women's causes. Education, which support the development of knowledge, skills, and character of women and young girls. Philanthropy, we help women and girls through scholarships. And the research part of it, AAUW systematically studies and investigates significant issues of interest for women. And often when you when you hear or you read about these issues, AAUW has had something to do with the research and investigation of those facts.
Thank you, Lani. Suzanne, we like to consider ourselves an organization of great impact. Perhaps you could talk a little bit about that.
Of course, we do have a great impact both at the national and local level, and our impact addresses those areas that Lani talked about in our mission statement. So, for example, on the advocacy side of things, AAUW is very involved in public policy issues. So AAUW will advocate for policies that advance equity for women and girls, such as the Family and Medical Leave Act, the Fair Pay Act, and also legislation to curtail domestic violence and human trafficking. Those are just some examples of areas of public policy that AAUW is involved in. AAUW also gets involved in legal advocacy. They help challenge sex discrimination in higher education and in the workplace. And that would include advocacy on issues such as violations of Title IX, unfair pay, sexual discrimination and harassment in the workplace, and issues of that nature. In terms of education and philanthropy, I kind of wrap those together, but AAUW works to advance educational and professional opportunities for women through fellowships and grants. So at the national level, in the 2013 to 2014 academic year, AAUW is funding $3.7 million in fellowships and grants. And those monies fund fellowships for women pursuing graduate school. They have grants for career development, grants for community action programs that are designed to advance equity and education for women and girls. So it's very diverse level, and a lot of money is going into these areas. For research, AAUW performs substantial research on issues related to gender equity in education and again in the workplace. Examples of that recent research would include the current state of the gender pay gap, which we'll discuss a little bit more later in the program, and why there are so few women entering the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math.
Anything you guys would like to add about national? They do have an annual convention, right? So all representatives from all the different branches across the United States can attend. It's very informative with impressive keynote speakers and so forth.
And they also have a lot of lobbying that they do in Washington, D.C. They're very effective and very noticeable in the halls of Congress because they have, they do take these issues to the Congress, to the government, and speak on behalf of women everywhere.
Okay. So if we have nothing else to add about national, shall we move on to our local branch?
Absolutely.
Our local branch is AAUW Amador, and we have between 80 and 100 members. And we were founded in 1969, which means this year we are 45 years old. You may not have heard of AAUW, but we do a fantastic annual home tour, and that's our biggest project and moneymaker, and you'll hear more about that later. I know when I moved to Amador County in 2000, I joined AAUW immediately, primarily because I was looking to make some new friends. And what I found is that there are a lot of friends to be made through AAUW, but there's so much more to AAUW than just those friendships, as wonderful as they are. So, when we talk about our branch, we want to talk about some of the programs that we have. Suzanne, what about our scholarship and Tech Trek?
Okay, well, we have a variety of scholarship programs that span a number of age groups. As Susan said, the main source of funding for our scholarship programs is the annual home tour. This year was our 42nd year of our home tour, and each year we have maybe anywhere between 5 and 7 historic homes or buildings in a given part of the county that the owners graciously open up for the public to tour. And this year, it was held in Sutter Creek. Next year, our home tour is going to be held upcountry. It's going to be on Saturday, April 18th. On average, that home tour brings in enough money that we're able to award between $10,000 and $12,000 in scholarships each year. We fund scholarships for Tech Trek, which was a week-long math and science camp for 7th graders that's designed to increase their interest and confidence in pursuing careers in science, technology, engineering, and math.
And we just recently had a scholarship luncheon, or not a luncheon, but a meeting, ice cream social, where the girls were selected.
That's right, and this year we're able to fund 3 students for that program.
For Tech Trek?
Yes, for
Yes.
Tech Trek.
Yes, which is even more than we usually can. Because it's a wonderful adventure for these middle school girls to get to go to a college campus
Right.
and do all of these fun, exciting experiments and other types
And
of
they
things.
report back to us
Right.
once a year and tell us about their experience. So it's very, very, very rewarding.
Yeah, so it's quite an experience.
So we've heard about the scholarship program in Tech Trek, and after we have a short break, we're going to come back and talk some more about AAUW Amador.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.